Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Summer Premier Qualifiers. Getting ready for Valencia. It's the last week here in North America, and it's an exciting time. Nick, you know, I don't actually...
Now I'm ready.
Now you're ready. Okay, I was trying to make sure. I'm glad we're on the same page now,
Locking it in.
Let's go.
It's
Nick wants to frag
man.
out with his mic. This guy can't stop fragging. That's how good he is. That's how committed you are to getting the kills. My name is Evan Rainer, Rain Day. Of course, this is Nick Keogh. Hi-Rez, pretty hair. It's time to get the action started, and it's Sunday. Great day to be alive. Last day of all of this competition before we head to Spain.
Yep, it's always a little sad, you know, when we have to leave a phase of this behind. Denial and Cryptik are our first matchup up today, and it's going to be interesting, right? Because they haven't played since week 1. And Denial as a team look like they've developed. They've come so far, especially with Prince Danny kind of bringing him into the fold and developing stolzey's champion pool and branching out a little bit.
You're absolutely right. And I also want to remark on Team Cryptik, Kusqt going back into the roles that, you know, maybe are more familiar for him, but kind of switching it up with doesupz taking the captain role here, heading into Valencia, maybe changing the pace. I know all of these guys are super determined on their own personal time streaming and just trying to stay engaged with the community, but also just as teams working hard to do something that North America hasn't done, and that's place in the top 2 in international land.
They always talk a big game, but they have yet to place and back that up, and I think they're looking to change that this time around.
Well, these two teams are going to be the guys that probably have the best chances to do so. We know so because they're qualified already, but what's going to happen today, it's still going to determine a lot in terms of this matchup heading into Spain. Here are your standings as it stands right now.
Cryptik looking to keep their perfect record alive and going here. Have 4-0, looking to make it 6-0. They've got a doubleheader to Denial. Just have one game left. Could either end up 4-2 or 5-1, depending on how that one is going to go. Swarm as well have a doubleheader today, so 2 more games left. And Dare Rising, only 1 left. Going to try and get themselves on the board.
So the truth is, Denial here, although having the 1 loss to Team Cryptik, playing them again has the ability to switch things up. Maybe take the first seed here. North American first seed and second seed will help to determine where you get placed in your groups in Valencia. So this match actually means a lot to both these teams.
Yep, definitely going to need to try and put this one away if you're Cryptik. Stonekeep is where the first game is going to be played. And both these teams, Team Cryptik especially, just so versatile. They can play almost every champion in the books. And this weekend, guys, every champion is free if you have forgotten. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but that's still going. That's
a great reminder. Of course, if you just haven't experienced a lot of supports or healers, maybe you want to unlock all the damage champions first and you've done that, play some front lines. I know you'll help all your friends out there. Try them out. Check out the new ones coming through. And, of course, no new champion this patch, but this weekend's going to allow you to see who are your favorites among the rest that maybe you haven't tried. Let's head into the draft for Team Cryptik versus Denial. Get game 1 started off for the day. Denial will have the first pick.
So on Stonekeep, everyone's kind of been taking Ruckus. Denial been doing it for the longest of anyone. They've got Bitey. He's the one that kind of coined the build, made it popular. And it's really just picked up steam from there. Everybody seems to like it. It's a very kind of easy to work with pick. Works with basically any composition.
It really does. It's so flexible. It gives you your frontline core and allows you to kind of see what the other team is going for. Team Cryptik opting for the Makoa and the Androxus. Makoa, a first pick that is definitely warranted still, despite having a little bit of a nerf a while ago. So valuable with the way these teams play it and the follow-up on his hook.
So Cryptik gets the Androxus as well, and the recent changes to Makoa's hook, putting that through. Androxus reversal is going to make that much more strong for Team Cryptik, as they won't have to worry about that particular counterplay for the character.
Nick, how do you feel about Cassie getting locked in this early? We normally see the second tank, maybe even a healer to get your core down, but they really prioritize Cassie here on Stonekeep.
A couple of things. Not only is this a good pick, I think once they see the Androxus go, they're like, all right, we got to get Prince Danny somewhere where he's comfortable. And
that's
Cassie
a good point.
is going to fit into more compositions than I think Eevee, and that's kind of his top 3 champion pool, as well as this is a good takeaway from iDropBodies and doesupz. They both love to play the character.
And with Androxus, you probably wouldn't anticipate a Cassie to get picked up by Cryptik, but it's not something that doesupz would be afraid to play. So obviously taking that, securing it away, Barrack and Ruckus will hold down the front line for Denial, where Makoa and Inara will hold things down with Maldamba supporting them. Bomb King to round out the damage. He's going to be competing with Drogos. Who do you give the edge in this lineup?
I definitely like Cryptik's lineup here. They've got the Andro to answer the Drogos and the Bomb King for pretty much everything else.
Look at that image.
That's
right there.
Good. I like it. Well done, Jordan.
Stonekeep looking beautiful. Bitey for Team Denial, looking to try and inch their way to first place and grit that very important seeding heading into Valencia. He'll be running Aerial Assault Ruckus. Architectonics Barrack for Wi-Fi. Combustible, Fire, Spit, Drogos. That's going to be played by stolzey. Mortal Reach, Saris for Kami. And Exaction Cassie for PrinceDannyTV. Kami with a return to denial here.
Look at that. Half Shell Makoa for doesupz, the Desert Wind. That is the first time I've seen that title. Straight up. Evulli with the Accelerant on his Bomb King. iDropBodies with Darkstalker on Androxus. Kusqt with Ripened Gourd. And Mother's Grace for WarDoom Zanara.
Master Riding picked up for WarDoom as he looks to get to the point. Nice salvo started off by stolzey. He's got a lot to prove here heading to Valencia. How good is his Drogo's play? He's competing with the likes of Bugsy in Europe and so many talented players on this marquee champion. 21% already for denial though, as they are still looking for their first pick.
Fire Spit up onto the high ground. It's going to connect on Evulli. Hands will catch one rocket. Throw it back. Doesn't get anything right now. Cryptik in control of the point zone.
Very patient play. I do like this. They don't want to commit. They don't want to get killed. The hook will set things up, but Evulli's looking very in trouble here as a result of a salvo. Grumpy Bomb comes through, takes stolzey out of the air, and Bitey up on the upper ledges, firing away.
Nobody's looking to press the issue onto Evulli here. Now
wow.
Will be Bitey transitioning. iDropBodies does get that first blood. Evulli still somehow staying alive. He will fall in the back line, however.
Grumpy Bomb does stun him out, and that causes Bitey to lose a lot of DPS, but doesupz misses a hook, and that could have just changed the tide here. Kusqt on the Moldamba, despite how good he is on this champion, it's not going to be enough to overwhelm denial, and they play the patient game, and it seems to have worked out.
Popping that Earthen Guard, trying to stay alive. Bodies is trying to peel for him with reversal, gets the wall down. Cryptik escape with 90%, and a couple of their teams will stay alive with low HP. They still have a chance.
Isn't that classic WarDoom to survive in that scenario? Of course he wouldn't die. WarDoom so good at just being right where he needs to be and getting out right when he needs to. On the Inara, coming back, Hexafire already charged up for Bitey, but he's looking low. Hook misses again for doesupz. Will we see it in the air? Hexafire ignited.
Oh, it's just thrown all right back in his face. iDropBodies says, I'll take that, and you'll take that. Prince Danny will answer the kill onto him. Dragon Punch from stolzey's going to land on the doesupz. Here comes the Seismic Crash, however, to counter-initiate.
If they lose Wi-Fi, it could be in trouble, but stolzey looks to finish it off. Oh, the Dread Serpent, but the Convergence to follow will keep stolzey alive. Reverse Fire Spit, can't hit it. WarDoom still here, but PrinceDannyTV is looking to frag.
There's iDropBodies, drops the accursed arm onto Prince Danny. He's going to clean him up. Bitey's back, though, returning kills either way in overtime.
These two teams going back and forth. You can see how tight of a race it is in North America, but will King Bomb settle it once and for all? Bitey goes down. Wi-Fi looks to maybe fall here. Evulli, Kusqt, and doesupz pick up a kill, and this surely will be Team Cryptik's match now.
99% overtime started now for Team Cryptik, but as the kills continue to trickle downwards, denial falling apart left and right. Cryptik will take away the first payload.
What a beautiful set, Nick, we just witnessed there. It was so back and forth for so long. These two teams are not giving each other an inch.
That required every single ultimate, except for Dome Shield and Ancient Rage, as those weren't available, but had they been, I'm sure they would have come out just as fast. Now, already back to 80% on Seismic Crash tells me that WarDoom, he shut down a big streak.
He is so good at not only being in the right place at the right time, which means leaving or arriving with the perfect amount of damage, but also charging up the Seismic Crash. He gets a lot of damage off in a fight, which Inara can do, despite the movement speed nerf. When she's firing, he is still effective.
Here it comes again. It's going to come through. Stunning 3, but the follow-up, frankly, just isn't there. No one's in position. It's the right ult at the wrong time.
Can we take a look at WarDoom's loadout, by the way, as we go into this? Obviously getting the cooldown reduced and healing for 120 seconds. Also running Sheer 1, which is an interesting card. Every time he goes in that right click, he gets 1 ammo back, which is 3 pellets, Nick. That's probably helping to contribute to his consistent DPS.
Yep. North of 600 damage for that one shot. So he's going to be good for that much more damage. Minute 15 remains. Trying to break this corner. Nice walls. Actually not going to beat in time. The trace was good, and now 4 kills go the way of denial off the back of Kami's Convergence.
Bitey gets a triple kill off of that as well. A Hexafire definitely doing work there. And you see the movement graceful like a ballerina on the stage, performing flawlessly. Bitey on the aerial assault ruckus.
Disengaged from a long distance away on a 7 streak. Prince Danny looking for some poke damage. Now going to have to be forced to roll back as the News Titans here. Cryptik making their way back to the payload. Bitey is going to be hooked off the high ground. He's going to be in some trouble.
Danny looking to support his team, but there's a lot of distance to roll through, and they lose Bitey there. If Bodies goes down there, oh, Danny ends that decision right there. No questions left to be answered. Getting the best of iDropBodies.
Long distance bombs coming out, but poke being returned from PrinceDanny. Not afraid to go toe-to-toe.
Wow.
Wow. Indeed. Roll shot from a distance. Takes down doesupz, and now WarDoom's in a bad spot. I don't think he realizes PrinceDanny is here.
Wow, and this is great patient play by Danny. Oh my god, again, ignited. stolzey and Bitey combined to do an insane amount of burst damage in a short period of time to take Bitey off the iDropBodies off the map. And it does seem that this will be a defense by Team Denial.
As that level 20 mastery weapon, the Cosmic Skin for stolzey. He's been grinding this Drogos for some time now, ever since it became, you know, a pretty clear weakness for Denial, that they just didn't have a Drogos player. Whenever we would talk about drafts at LANs and be like, well, Drogos is a really good pick here, but Denial just don't like the character. They don't run the character. That has all changed now. stolzey's been grinding in the lab with the guy and has him over mastery 20. Clearly been learning. Clearly been getting better at the character on a 7 streak right now. Wrecker 2 online for him. Haven 1 and his Dragon Punch, so he's got everything available to him to win this fight.
And that's how you see who wants it the most, in my opinion. You see who puts the time in. Those mastery titles may just be for fun, but they mean something because it means that that guy has been putting in the hours, and sometimes that's what makes the difference between coming out on top in a duel or not. PrinceDannyTV on the right-hand side activates the scout. He's got vision of everyone on Team Cryptik.
Gonna miss that roll shot, however, so won't have it available to him, but Body's got plenty of dashes left in his tank to get out, and he just runs a ring around the rosy back to Bitey and goes down.
Big shot, big shot there onto doesupz. Goes in the Ancient Rage as well, Nick. Gets hooked. stolzey wants to get him out of the fight. He's got the thrust available as he dropped below his health threshold to reset that card, but no, he will fall.
Danny has a good angle on the back line of this Astral squad and putting some good damage into them, and they're just staying together though. They're not allowing any weaknesses in their plan. Here comes the Accursed Arm, but not a great angle to use. It doesn't take down PrinceDanny.
Nothing out of that Accursed Arm. iDropBodies not having the most amazing game, but hold that thought. Gets 1 kill, looking to make it another big reversal. Can't find it, but doesn't get out with a death either. Stays away and stays alive.
Evulli throwing out some bombs here, trying to dismount and poke out a couple of members of Denial if he can manage it. There comes the convergence. And it's nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely not what Denial needed there. King Bomb comes through. Those a Poppy first. Comes through. The Ceres. Invisible. Not enough to get stolzey out of the stun, but he does take him down in the air after a bomb and goes back to the fight.
Rotates back through. The tanks don't realize he's here. He's going to be putting so much damage into the back of Bitey's head. Now finally turning around. Takes down Whipple. Poppy bombs out. Stays alive and cleans up a double kill. Beautiful sequence there from Evulli.
Evulli's made his name on this Bomb King and his Drogos play, and he's definitely a master class exhibition of how these champions can be played to much success. Overtime ticking away here, trying to get down Kami. They finally find him there in the back line, and Evulli looking maybe to go down here.
Shield does come through, Grumpy Bomb as well, but Wi-Fi's gonna sneak the kill.
That's big.
As he drifts away. Accursed Arm on the stuck out Wi-Fi. Is only gonna get a couple of shots before being taken down by PrinceDanny.
Couldn't make the decision. Kusqt trying to battle out with PrinceDanny in the back line, but Danny gets the kill. Double for Danny. Looking to maybe make it 3 here. stolzey picks up 1. The roll shot not ready yet, and that'll be Bitey cleaning it up. Denial have totally swung this fight back in their favor.
Ceres is here. Ceres is not under pressure, so that means she's pumping healing into Bitey right now. 99% for Cryptik, but Denial back in the driver's seat.
They have to zone aggressively here. A big pick onto bodies would be important, but if he stalls him with the reversal and gets out, it could mean everything for Cryptik, but he can't do so. The story may have just ended for their hopes at recapturing this second objective.
They've got WarDoom. They've got Danny now under pressure, just free firing here. Somebody has to pressure him out or he's going to rip this back line to shreds.
WarDoom firing on the ledge, just giving him a little bit of pressure, and now the roll shot will secure it for Denial. Although Evulli picks up a kill, it's too little too late, and that will mean Team Cryptik go down here in the second round.
Very, very close trades here between Denial and Cryptik. It bodes well for both of them. I think as the skill gap has really closed, Cryptik have been in the past much more dominant over Denial, but that's just not the case anymore. All the adjustments made to both rosters throughout this kind of qualifying process seems to have just favored Denial.
I'm so excited to see where this team continues to grow because I'm already seeing leaps and bounds in terms of performances. Everybody is on today, and that's so good for the competition level of North America, who's, like we've mentioned, always lagged a little bit behind what EU have been able to bring to the scene. Danny continuing to impress on a double streak, and doesupz looking to catch him out.
Both these teams have a lot to prove heading to LAN. They are both still confirmed for LAN. None of that is going to change today, but these two just fighting tooth and nail for seeding. They want to get that first spot. They want to have the easiest path possible to that DreamHack final.
stolzey doing a great job for his team, taking down the half shell, then using the combustible. It's going to be so easy for the Drogos to do it. iDropBodies almost dead here. Reversal is down, and he will fall thanks to stolzey's pressure. He sees the opening here. There's the Dread Serpent, and there's the seismic crash. It will give Cryptik a bit of moment's reprieve for now.
So much crowd control, but no kills off the back of it. There's the convergence as well. A lot of members low for Denial, but it will be doesupz that is the first to fall.
Good wall. Can't stolzey stay alive. No, Grumpy Bomb comes in, keeps him stunned, takes him to the ground, but iDropBodies is not looking any safer here. Wi-Fi might just finish it off, and he does. Great aim by Wi-Fi, playing the stay-at-home dad of the realm.
Gets the dome shield, pops it, but it doesn't complete, does not go off. He will fall to Kusqt. He respawns in 1 second, and he did, in fact, lose the cooldown for it. So very unfortunate happenings here for Denial.
And you see Bitey gets healed up by Saris there. I wonder if Kami intentionally wanted to heal Danny in that situation, but Bitey was standing in front of him, wasn't able to get it off fast enough. Unfortunate that Danny does go down, and you see the entire fight kind of wane after that. He's been a keystone in this fight for me and keeping Denial's pressure high.
20 seconds remain. Pulls Bitey. Not the best hook target. He's just so tanky. Doesn't end up taking damage whatsoever for it. And getting aggressive now into the backline. Has the Ancient Rage, but this Hexafire is making quick work of it.
Oh, they go down in a sweet symphony of damage. Both tanks will fall. That means there's one more for each side. Wi-Fi, he'll fall now, and this is going to be very hard for Denial to push. If WarDoom goes down, they have a chance, and Sarah staying alive is key to this. She's going to contest in the shadow travel as the Grumpy Bomb goes off to zone, but how long can this last?
Not much longer as Bodies takes her down. Evulli finds stolzey. One more member contesting right now for Denial. Danny's got a couple of clutch roll shots to hit, but he misses one.
Oh, iDropBodies and Danny's doing a great duel over in the back line. Stun comes through, the Grumpy Bomb. Obviously better and better with time, like a fine wine, as you have to stand near it and take it, as this objective overtime needs to be contested. And a very nice play there on the stolzey to finish it off. His Kusqt going in tied, all squared away after round 2.
Items about equalized here. A lot of rejuvenates coming out from Cryptik, though, is kind of the story of all their flavor picks starting to come through now. Not much credits left in the tank here. Not a lot of ultimates left for this Denial squad. All they've got is a Dragon Punch and a Scout, which isn't going to do too much for them, whereas Team Cryptik have almost everything available. The Ancient Rage is at 26%. Seismic Crash is at 98%. Everything else is left in the tank. They are good to go, and they are in a great spot for this fight, quite frankly.
You know, we talked about positioning being so important. Sometimes a factor you can't quite understand. There's no stat to help with it, but that's that Scout. It has the power to change around for sure, just to stall and maybe put somebody in an isolated position. Danny using that in the right way could be beneficial for him, and now he knows where iDropBodies is. Bitey already sees him as well. He's out of the fight. He's on a 6 streak, but look at how fast Bitey is falling. iDropBodies falls just as fast.
He just collapsed, and now a solo all onto PrinceDanny in the back line. This Dread Serpent came out just for him. They are going to get the kill and maintain control of the point.
That's what I love about Kusqt. He makes these calls that are so mature, so wise. Dread Serpent on a solo ult. He's recognized Danny is the issue, and he deals with it.
He's already back to 22%, 23%, climbing higher and higher. Dragon Punch does come through. It's looking for WarDoom. Nice. It's going to find him. Very important.
Get the salvo, gets iDropBodies down very low. Going to heal up a little bit, and Kusqt holding down this area will help to keep his team taking down Wi-Fi. Bodies feeling the pressure, but still alive, and that's the key for the Godslayer here.
Cord comes down, Mending Spirits, biding their time, healing up before they make another approach at this long-range hook from doesupz. Wow. Pulls in Bitey, and they crush him.
A couple of shots from Maldamba, a couple from Evulli. They're just taking such good position, and Makoa is the difference maker in this fight. Getting the hook onto Bitey, he's got to avoid that if he wants to contest here for a longer period of time.
87% Evulli, and iDropBodies just sandwiching Wi-Fi right now. He's in a really rough spot. Doesn't even be able to reset that overtime as Team Cryptik take the 3rd payload of the game.
Danny finds a kill onto Evulli, but is it too little too late? Bodies had such a bigger impact in that fight for Cryptik than Danny was, unfortunately, for Denial. And that just means that they don't have that type of freedom that was being allowed to the rest of their team. You see the pressure already just start to funnel into Wi-Fi, into stolzey, into Bitey, who were staying alive much less.
Danny rotating back out passively. Actually might get aggressive here onto WarDoom. Just too many defensive options for him, though. The half shell is going to be able to bail him out. Kusqt is here to heal them all. Fire Spit up and around the corner. Could clean up Bodies if it connects, but it won't.
Another good Dread Serpent by Kusqt just to keep the momentum up. Denial are consistently fighting a man down. If you see this, everyone on Cryptik is alive. Look at Denial and look at their death count. Barrack is down here. Wi-Fi, again, needs to group up with his team, and now this is suddenly a defense that could work for them. if they keep this up.
Multi-man fires, but it's coming through for stolzey. Only connects with one. There's a Dragon Punch. He's going to be looking for WarDoom. Cuts through the door. The wall goes up, but it's not enough. WarDoom will still fall.
It's close. He does it every time the wall hits him, but it's just never the perfect wall to stop him from finishing off the kill. WarDoom doing as much as he can, but not much for the Stone Warden to do against the Dragon Punch there. A defense now stabilized. Team Cryptik have to take a chance.
Convergence charged up for denial. Cursed Arm, Seismic Crash, Ancient Rage. doesupz looked like he was getting aggressive to Ancient Rage there, but I think very wisely called it off the last second. Bitey trying to stay alive here. Cauterize 3 is a big issue.
Oh, man. Talk about no healing, sir. That's where a half shell would have been wonderful to have. But unfortunately, Bitey doesn't have the luxury for that. Kami's going to go into the Shadow Travel here. Convergence is ready. This is going to be a tool they need to potentially stop a game-ending push here.
Danny, the last damage left alive. stolzey's got another couple seconds on his respawn here. Looking for maybe an accursed arm. Danny needs to be dealt with, though. However, he continues to roll around the backline and actually kills doesupz.
Danny is hitting his shots right now. Danny going in on Cus, on bodies. Cus is going to find him off and gets pressured by 2. Unfortunate for Danny, but great play by Kusqt to support iDropBodies in that fight.
Saved the day. PrinceDanny, I think, disengaged doesupz off the map there because disengage was what was on cooldown, and you don't just deal with a Makoa that quick if you're Cassie. So something cheeky had to happen back there. And frankly, not too often do we see PrinceDanny being the saving grace for a round. But now that is a very good sign from him that he has the opportunity and the potential to clutch up.
When talk about these 1v1s, he has absolutely played well. He sees doesupz. I would go for him, but he knows Kusqt may be the bigger issue. He gets out here for the extra movement speed. Not going to do it all. Convergence going to pull in Cus. This should end the deal here. Not sure if they needed that, though, Nick.
Yeah, they're not using too much. They drop a lot. There's going to be returned big damage into Bitey. He absorbs it quite well, however.
Oh.
Convergence used. Hexafire used.
Too much?
Cryptik,
Too much of a wager there?
I think because they got the Accursed Arm as well as the Seismic Crash, it's going to be okay from Cryptik.
Okay.
The King Bomb, the Dread Serpent, the Ancient Rage, a little bit more impactful for me than just a single Dragon Punch because Team Cryptik have been trading out with stolzey. Every single time he lands a Dragon Punch onto WarDoom, it normally costs him his life. PrinceDanny with the Scout, you know, it can help. It's not going to win the fight, that's for sure. But his positioning through these team fights, knowing when he's not really the focus, and getting aggressive, cutting straight through a team fight to get to Kusqt, to get to somebody weak in the back line, really good decision making. And he's a young guy, right? So a lot of these decisions, normally that can be what a younger player will struggle with, but Danny's definitely showing some maturity through these team fights.
I think Cus is going to Dread Serpent. He will solo old Danny if he gets caught out, which is why if that same strategy happens, Danny may have to mix it up or face some issues. Grumpy Bomb stuns out any ability for the emitter to come through or their repulsor field, and that just means that Danny's got a lot of work to do, but he's already started. Day ends at, I guess, 6 p.m., and he's still going into the overtime hours here.
Evulli making sure he stays safe here, using his 3 peaks to get around the corner. Still has his King Bomb. Cryptik's still in control here. Bitey's now returning to the fight, heading straight to the back line. Going to make quick work of iDropBodies.
Look at this Grumpy Bomb. So much zone. stolzey knows he's got to win this battle. Just as PrinceDannyTV won against iDropBodies and Kusqt in the back line, stolzey's got to take matters into his own hands here and help his team get the victory. But Kusqt, he knows he's got to do just as much. The Dread Serpent's still available. No, actually not. And doesupz takes down stolzey and Wi-Fi there.
Swiped out of the air. It's been a while since we've seen it happen, but we know it can, and that one has got to sting. stolzey's former teammate, sending him back to home in a very stylistic fashion there, swiping him out of the sky with an anchor.
Home run for the Turtle. Can they get back? Wi-Fi's not going to be the one to do it. stolzey trying to get onto the point, and you see just barely touching it. A bit of a unfortunate Dragon Punch after so many landing for stolzey in that game. Doesn't connect with the last one. In fact, gets outplayed by doesupz, as you mentioned, a former teammate. And the Ancient Rage swing.
Little help
watch out.
From
watch out, Bata.
there. Yeah, Bata swing.
Batter up.
The King Bomb was actually on the back side of that too, so that took the majority of his health, and then it was just one well-timed swing from doesupz, because you do have, it's got a pretty short range, so it has to be well-timed. doesupz wasn't swinging wildly there, kept his cool, and made the play.
Wow. Well, good game as, I mean, if this is any indication of the next game, this is pretty exciting stuff. And if it's any indication of the skill between these two teams, I don't think I need to say anything about it. It was dead even for the majority of this fight.
137,000 damage, 21 killing blows for PrinceDanny, 4,500 credits.
Crazy
topped
game.
only by Bitey, who put in a ton of damage himself, a lot of killing blows, and a ton of objective time to boot. Really impressive stuff. I mean, we're in for a treat if these two teams keep playing this hard.
Now, Wi-Fi with the Barrack, maybe not their best choice, right, for the front line. The key is they prioritize PrinceDannyTV, and they got the Cassie early. And Wi-Fi taking the Barrack, which maybe wasn't the most highest performing champion out there, gets a lot of assists, gets a lot of damage, contributes a lot of shielding to the fight.
Mean, more damage than WarDoom and doesupz.
And it just doesn't have a good, dies a lot, right? 19 deaths, the most deaths in this game. Maybe just...
That's my complaint with Barrack. Like,
kicked off a little bit too much.
Inara and Makoa, they don't do as much damage, but so much more control. I think so much more staying power than Barrack. I keep asking myself, why Barrack?
Well, you look at Torvald, you look at Fernando, and of course, without the changes coming in OB53 quite yet, Barrack does provide something for these guys in terms of control that maybe is more reliable or more effective than they feel than those others two, which sometimes are liabilities we've seen.
Because these are kind of the top 4 tanks. So I look at Inara and Makoa as sort of the ones who bring the control. Yeah. And then I look at Barrack and Ruckus as the ones who just kind of bring a lot of damage. Yeah. Ruckus obviously being the superior damage tank, I think, to Barrack, but I would want Inara or Makoa at least.
They gave it up, right? And that's just a draft, and they'll have to consider as we go into the next game what happens here, because if you prioritize the Ruckus, the Drogos, and the Cassie, you are going to give up the Inara and the Makoa if a team prefers it. And as we can see on Frog Isle coming up as the next map, it'll be interesting if they continue to prioritize the Cassie for Prince Danny, or if we'll see some more of a core prioritization here, maybe staying away from the Barrack, grabbing one of those core frontliners.
The Cassie was fine for me, and I think Prince Danny, he's going to be able to get either of his comfort picks, whether it be Andro, it could be Evie here as well. Evie can work on this map. We saw a couple of Kinessas actually come out here in the past, but most of that was in Europe. I think it was only Swarm that pulled out Kinessa on Frog Isle, but that was when they went at Random Noob's champion pool. They took the Drogos and the Bomb King and left him with nothing.
That's true. And it was still a pretty decent game, which is exciting. Not a one-trick. Not a one-trick, as we've come to understand.
Minimum
we'll see Swarm a little bit later as well as Dare Rising later in the day. Team Cryptik start things off, and they take the Drogos from Denial.
Good start on Frog Isle, wide open. Teams are actually strategically starting to use the canopy of all the trees on Frog Isle to get their Dragon Punches off safely, because a big issue of why we're seeing more Dragon Punches miss, and I do like this Makoa Ruckus pickup, picking up the control tank this time around, is you have to launch it from a safe spot if you don't want to just get taken out mid-air, because teams kind of just realized altogether once, hey, you can actually burst this guy down just mid-air if he's just chilling. So you have to launch it from farther away, resulting in more misses, easier to juke around, but launching it from the unique canopy of Frog Isle is a cool way to kind of stay safe. We saw it yesterday, just firing up into the trees. They were just, where is he? Kind of like, Alien versus Predator style.
Right.
And Drogos and that Dread Hunter skin came ripping through.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen Shaolin on this map, man. It has been a minute since we've seen Shaolin being played. Again, a champion that kind of goes in and out, doesn't really get a lot of changes to him. And Danny, he does love himself some Shaolin.
That's true. Yeah, he's definitely a big proponent of the character, still in the pool, rounding out with a Barrack and Nara, though. I think Cassie Drogos as their core damage. Team Cryptik looking strong still, but I like Denial's draft better, I have to say.
How do you draft against these guys? Team Cryptik first, they go ahead and prioritize all of their core. Now they get first pick, they prioritize all the damage, and they grab Maldamba second. This is like very odd. You wouldn't expect this, I think.
They leave the Andro open too.
And nobody takes Andro in this game.
So this Shaolin is a big part of their strategy. They're definitely looking to utilize this. Danny, like you mentioned, if you're good enough, if you can aim well enough, same goes for Bomb King, you can counter out the Drogos. Lazy's aim was on point yesterday. He had no issues dealing with anyone on the field with Bomb King. doesupz with Exaction will look to roll his way and have an impact on this game. Combustible Fire Spit. Evulli probably going to stick to the backline here and remain safe. Architectonics for iDropBodies, Barrack, Ripe, and Gourd for Kusqt's Maldamba, and WarDoom with Mother's Grace and Nara.
Stolzey, Accelerant, Poppy Bomb for the Legendary on Bomb King. Half Shell Makoa for Wi-Fi. Recurve, Shaolin for PrinceDannyTV. Bitey, the Aerial Assault, Ruckus, Immortal Reach, Saris for Arai. Nick, I'm a little worried here about their ability to aggress into the back line. It's really up to Stolzey or Bitey here.
That's what I was saying. Evulli is just going to stay safe, cranking down fire spits on these tanks, and the roster swap here from Kami back to Arai. Interesting to note, as well as iDropBodies playing Barrack and doesupz going on to Cassie, even though both of those guys love that character. So interesting roster swaps, maybe just testing flexibility here in a game that doesn't really mean a ton
Yeah, and it's a great showcase, right, for these guys who have consistently been a part of these rosters. Wi-Fi gets the kill onto Evulli, so things starting well. He's got to find one Impaler arrow and set things up. Plant it on cooldown still, though.
Yes, you don't you don't have to go to the back line if you can just bring somebody to you. PrinceDanny's aim's on point, though. Planted from downtown, not gonna find much. Impale queued up, ready. Gonna whiff that as well. 57% for Team Cryptik. Denial feel like they win the fight, but they don't really get much off the back of it.
It's because of the staying power that WarDoom and Kusqt are bringing together as a duo. So hard for Denial to aggress onto the point. Bitey them have to do it. Knocked up both of them by the wall. Wi-Fi and Bitey getting jumbled around there. Evulli trying to get out, but PrinceDannyTV will clean him up in the air.
Planet comes out, putting some good damage into iDropBodies, scaring him off the point. In fact, a couple of turrets there. stolzey goes down 1-for-1. Overtime for Cryptik, but Denial do get a foot back on the objective.
He got doesupz. That's a big deal. They've only got tanks here, and if you could finish him off, iDropBodies, Impaler arrow, not enough. Hits the turret only. It's about 800 damage, and then he's going to rocket boots to safety. Impaler arrow could be big here. Danny's got the ultimate available as well.
Seismic Crash comes through in conjunction with a little bit of overlap there. Overcommitting here. The coverage could run dry for Cryptik. Dome Shield's going to buy them some time.
That was not optimized at all. Should have used both of those after one another to elongate the amount of time that they were CC'd as a team, but it ends up working out well for Team Cryptik, despite, I think, you know, a lack of min-maxing on those ults.
And that's a huge thing, right? That is what Gangstars and D69 do very well, is they win fights with one ultimate per fight, and that's how they keep the momentum up for the entire round, because that's all they need is that one slight edge. And frankly, that is going to be a mistake against those top European teams. They will abuse that.
Yeah, and that's two huge game-changing potential ultimates there, but I guess they just want to play it safe. Everything is just a battle when these two teams are coming together. stolzey's got the King Bomb now, but it just feels anticlimactic to use it just on a defense.
One thing I could see that have happened there is that they didn't communicate, all right, if, you know, you got to say, if the situation arises, we're going to go with a Dread Serpent here instead of, I think Kusqt and WarDoom saw the right time to use their ults at the same time, but hadn't pre-communicated which one they wanted to go with that fight, so they both saw a good opportunity to hit 3+ people, and they both just started winding it up.
iDropBodies gets away yet again and is healing up. Great play by him, not enough to stay alive, but definitely making it hard to kill this barrack, which was not the story for Denial last time. Scout ready and available for doesupz. Disengage shot into the air, and here's a Seismic Crash to start things off.
It's going to land onto one, but the CC immunity from WarDoom's good. It actually just returns a kill. Still full health. Just so tanky, well-communicated fight coming out right now. doesupz will fall. The only member to fall from Cryptik, though, in this fight.
stolzey had to use it to stay alive, but also he just doesn't get any value as a result of that. Hexafire down from the air. Hard to finish him off. Dome Shield in response. He will take down Bitey. The Dome Shield will fall, and now it's Evulli versus stolzey. stolzey will get the better end of that as he pops away, and WarDoom is left by himself.
I don't know how WarDoom is going to make it out of this one, and he doesn't. Danny takes him down. 40 seconds, though. Cryptik need just inches to find conversion.
Oh, nice shot there. Very good. Misses the hook as well. Wi-Fi definitely comfortable on Makoa. Danny trying to hit some flavor shots here over the wall.
The spice.
On the Shaolin, spicing it up. Real nice.
Looking for it. Looking for it. Come on, you can do it.
Still hasn't hit one.
He backed off. Unfortunate, unfortunate. 20 seconds remain. Cryptik, they got a long way to work their way carefully. The zone is holding pretty strong, but two members of Denial just get blasted away from their zone with a nicely timed fire spit.
Evulli missing that fire spit means a lot to this defense. That just means stolzey can't stay in this fight. They've contributed a lot already in terms of damage and bombs. The Ancient Rage comes out in response to the Earthen Guard CC immunity. And it's going to leave Wi-Fi with a little bit more uptime on the point, but Evulli's going to finish off Bitey in response.
And he gets back up into the air, but Wi-Fi quickly hooks him out. It's going to be a 3-for-2 in favor of Denial. This defense continues the whole Planet comes through. Bodies gets taken down. WarDoom, the only one left alive. He's got the staying power. Can he pull it off?
Good stuff for stolzey to be there in the back line. Somehow stays alive with such low health. And to me, that's the biggest surprise here, that they didn't finish off the Bomb King. Maybe that combustible fire spit as they were progressing onto the point might have mattered if Evulli hit that one, put him under pressure.
Bitey actually going into the bulldozer too, getting rid of not only the barrack turrets, but the Inara deployables, the wall, as well as the Thumper turret, Warder's Field. Interesting choice.
Changing the meta again.
Yeah. I mean, the wall, it does feel that way, right? A good wall placed is just a lot of times just a frustrating 5 seconds you have no choice but to deal with. A lot of Inara's point control comes off the back of splitting it in half and just standing on one side of the wall, and that buys a lot of time. Inara already can buy so much time with her Earthen Guard. You throw a wall in there, she's in there for 10+ seconds.
I believe it also will apply the Bulldozer in the Hexafire now as a result of the changes. So that should mean that he can get that even faster down. It won't be a liability if she tries to throw that up in the face of his huge guns there. iDropBodies actually backing off doesupz. Can't do it.
Late kills.
Actually gets a kill.
Late kills come through to Ultimate Seismic Crash and Dread Serpent. They were spread out this time, which is good. I like to see that adjustment in particular. I think they realized the overlap last time, but the kills were, it almost, we saw that triple Seismic Crash come through for WarDoom shut down in the King Bomb, but the follow-up is very late right now from Cryptik.
Nice disengage.
What the heck?
Wow, PrinceDannyTV goes up and over and actually finishes off the kill. Could this have given Denial a little bit of hope? Not sure.
The smooth criminal lean as he goes over the wall. Oh man, he will fall nonetheless over time. Ticks through and down. Cryptik gonna take the second payload of the game. Mending Spirits comes out. Board comes down. Kusqt in a good spot to heal up teammates on the payload, as well as WarDoom, who's out getting aggressive, looking to zone.
stolzey here in the back line, just throwing the bombs down. It seems like Team Cryptik have totally had momentum here, and that's to be expected. They've dominated the matchup versus Denial, although this is a very different feeling in this set. Both these teams are fighting tooth and nail to get the advantage over each other, and Team Cryptik are not having an easy walk in the park like they have had in the past against this team.
Evulli eats a lot of damage here. Barrick looking to make his way. The sort of Protoss cannon rush coming up around the corner. Already 2 kills come through, 3 kills. WarDoom with a great Seismic Crash, 4 kills for nothing.
As you can see, the wall comes up in response to the Hexafire. Bitey doesn't stay alive long enough to have his Bulldozer matter in that engagement. And as a result, Team Cryptik are looking amazing with their ultimates charged up, kills coming through. The zone is too strong. Arai with a last-minute convergence that, to me, seems a bit of a waste, but maybe they could stall it here.
Threads the Nito, there just can't be any follow-up there. A lot of rockets raining down. Fire Spit, Evulli's going off in this fight. stolzey's going to find one return. Kill inches! And the wall confirms the conversion, cutting off the line of sight. Bitey had to contest the payload.
Nick, they had it. They literally could have defended that if that wall hadn't come through. Unreal play by WarDoom, and this is why the Bulldozer. This is why it's so important to get that down. This guy has started to find his rhythm on the Stone Warden.
Danny, I don't know if he's looking for some early damage and try into the spawn, some dismounts here, a little secret angle we don't know about in Frog Isle.
Yeah. Bombkin could do that and then throw the bombs and detonate them when he arrives. But there's not a ton of practical use to it. It is possible, though. That will fly.
It's like practicing like a CSGO nade spot up over the map. Those are always pretty mind-blowing to see. Items about equalized here, though, for either squad. 3-1 Cryptik looking to close out the game and the set.
Denial looking to not have them close out the game in this set, of course, wanting to stay alive as much as possible, but they've got to play as a team. That's what I think Team Cryptik are so good at doing, just working together as a unit. Evulli gets 1 kill, and doesupz gets another. stolzey and Bitey fall in response, and it has not been a good day for them here on Frog Isle.
Nope, 2 kills for nothing. Fire Spit hits the tree, doesn't even matter. doesupz had already found the kill. Salvo primed, Salvo loosed into the back line, finds a couple of hits onto Arai. He's the sole member left for Denial. Fire Spit over the top's gonna bop Bitey on the head.
No contest whatsoever. Team Cryptik dominate the second game here. It does feel like doesupz on a 3 streak, but contributing 2 kills in that last fight and staying alive to finish off stolzey one more time. Backs away, almost stays alive. PrinceDannyTV is here, but Wi-Fi falls, and it's literally just Arai contesting on the objective.
Just too much of this nonsense on the point here. 2 turrets, a Warder's Field. That's actually a lot of damage. King Bomb, last ditch effort's gonna stun out 2 tanks, 1 bomb, 2 bomb. Takes down Kusqt, and Denial are not ready to go down.
He wanted the big time play. Bitey's here. He's got no ability to really sustain himself thanks to Saris not being around. Danny with the withdraw will give him momentary stealth, but the planet will not serve its purpose, and it will be all the members of Team Cryptik here alive, zoning, and looking forward to a secure first seed heading into Spain.
So now with a 5-0 record, they go on to their easier matchup of the day, looking to make another perfect 6-0. Gangstars in Europe, obviously confirming that for themselves yesterday, but Cryptik, all cylinders firing, looking good today.
Yeah, and that's a strong thing moving forward. You got to practice and put your best foot forward like you've seen Europe do, and we'll see how they take this next game, whether it's a little bit more casual. NA has definitely been known to do that. But if they were watching Europe, I wouldn't be surprised if they go heavy on the gas.
Prince Danny, top damage with the Shaolin at 75k, but WarDoom right at his heels was 74.4 on his Inara. Impressive stuff there from him, being able to hold down the front line. Only 3 deaths to his name, 14 finish kills, top killing blows in the game. I mean, I just don't know how he does it.
Well, you take a look quickly at the loadouts these players were using, and just get used to the iconography of what they look like. Look them up in game, and of course, WarDoom just heavily prioritizing the health.
So was he using the wall knockup card?
Can you
remember what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, I think it's called Summit.
He threw the wall, and it looked like he knocked up both tanks. He's not. I swear to God.
He's not. So I guess the wall.
What was that?
It did look like it knocked up both tanks.
Maybe it a fire spit? Probably.
Could have been the wall in combination with a fire spit that maybe had that effect. Interesting stuff, because there is a wall that will increase it, and maybe you know what may happen. Gosh, I used to be all about this, man, and because I was when Inara was coming out, but it's like it may actually have a small knockup at the start, and then that can increase with that card. I don't know. Anyways, interesting interaction. WarDoom, those are the cards he's using, going for the 600 extra health. He only died 3 times, so maybe that is a good sign. But again, WarDoom, he never really dies. That's the key with this guy. That's
you gotta thank Kusqt for that too.
Always staying alive is the song that gets played every time he walks on stage by the Bee Gees. I don't know
that should be his walkout song.
And so you'll see that in Spain. These guys are going to be first place. Congratulations to Team Cryptik for sealing the deal on that one. Of course, we got more action here for Paladins Esports coming up. 2 more sets for the day. So we'll go on a quick break, and we'll be right back with more games.